Hey friendos, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt. We are back with some more Marvel Future Fight. And you have caught me on a rush day today because I've completely forgotten to do nearly everything. And then I just suddenly woke up and I was like, oh crap, I literally did nothing yesterday. And then I remembered I was trying to rush through Yakuza 5. But anyway, that's another story for another time. What we're actually here for is a little bit of nostalgia. Yeah, it's funny because when I was checking my icon the other day, because I was debating whether or not switching over to the Hydra, I actually hit on this and I completely forgot that there used to be achievements for this game. And it's so weird to like go back and see, look, wow, this is when I have been here from the start. Look, 2015 when the game first started. It's wild to see that it took me from when the game first opened all the way until December to like clear chapter 8. Those were very, very different times in the game, let me tell you. I think to start with, we only had 6 chapters, and then they added chapter 7 and then chapter 8. Wild times. And then here you have these Google Play leaderboards. I'm not sure if you have them on Apple, so any of you people who play on Apple, you'll have to hit me up and let me know. But over here, you have all these different things for like game modes and rankings for things that I didn't even know existed until I saw them today. So we've got here like total mission time. I don't know if that's like total time spent in game, when it's from, when it says all time. So it's absolutely wild. And then you've got things like freaking Villain Siege. Villain Siege hasn't been in the game for like absolutely years. So it's absolutely wild to me that they still have things like that as a leaderboard. There's no, zombie survival or even danger room or world boss legend or anything like that, but they've still got Villain Siege, so that absolutely cracks me up. And then they've got like totally random ones like upgrading ISOs. So you can see this is like from the early days when they were like, oh yeah, we'll put all these leaderboards in. Well before the times of like comic cards and CTPs and anything like that. And yeah, it's just wild to me that that those things still exist. Obviously we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary and it's been dry as fuck. So I ain't gonna break no bones about it, it's been awful. I haven't got the new uniform for Nick Fury. He's totally not worth it. I need to get an insight for him if I was to tier for him anyway, so that he'd be an even competent lead support. And you know what? We've got the all uniform sale on at the moment, and I was like looking through it. I'm like, do you know what? I've got plenty, more than enough crystals. I was saving some for doing some re-rolling of stats on my cards, and we'll get to that in a bit because I actually managed to do quite well. And the only uniform I could think to get is this Blade. It's not even his most recent. I've already got his most recent, but purely just for the Midnight Suns team-up collection. I thought, you know what, it might be worth getting just because I can bump up my Ghost Rider and my Doctor Strange. And it's sad, it's really sad that there are so many uniforms that are just obviously meaningless, and a lot of those are new ones. I mean, yeah, obviously there are exceptions, Gladiator being the prime one. I don't have that character. If I could be asked, I would go and get that, but I just really can't be bothered to do that whole quest just for the sake of him. Red Hulk never got his tier 4, and sadly the MCU seems to be dying, and it is taking Marvel Future Fight with it because it is dire times, my friend. It is dire times. So yeah, what is there to do in game at the moment that's really going to excite us? Like I said, I could, and let me know what you guys would do. I could get that Blade uniform, and it'll take me down. Although I'll have to, when I get to that later one with the Moon Knight and Doctor Strange, I don't have the Doctor Strange Damnation, and I don't think I have. It's either Armored Knight or Mr. Knight. I'm not sure if I've got all of those. I definitely don't have Doctor Strange Damnation. So it's a debate whether I spend the crystals there and just finish off all of this to get Midnight Suns as high as possible. And the reason why is because obviously, yeah, we'll get all the extra bonus stuff. So you can get the fire resist, which will play in for times when you can use Robbie Reyes. So you could turn that into like fire damage, or you could put it on lightning resist since it applies to all, and then the Midnight Suns only ones. Obviously we can roll those to be really PvE specific so that it can help essentially the two of the most meta characters in game, Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider for PvE. And I think that's the route I want to go down, because to be honest, I know Alex did a really great breakdown of all the different team up collections and their rankings and stuff, but again, it depends on your own personal rosters. I mean, for me, X-Force, yeah, Logan I don't use any of the others. The Avengers, technically all rounds, this should be like the best ones with the most characters. For me, for what I play the game for, I only really use Hulk and Thor, and they're not as strong as Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider. And again, symbiotes, I could go down that route, but I would need to get a lot of Carnage uniforms because I've neglected him for ages, and because he's paywall, it would also mean having to get Mega Mythic tickets, which is something I don't really want to do, or re-rolling to get him in Dimension missions, and that's just a whole other ball ache, which I think we can all agree on. So yeah, you can see, after I re-rolled my cards to get 7 quality on all of them, after I finished recording last week, I actually went in, I spent 1500 crystals, so only 3 re-rolls. I only used up 3 premium cards to get my White Fox, I think it was poison resist, yeah, to get her to cooldown duration, which basically made up for the cooldown duration that I was missing when I finished off my Luna. So you can see I now have 7 crafted cards, pretty happy with all of the stats. Yeah, there's a couple I could change to maybe like HP, but honestly, given how I've built the rest of the builds in terms of the Uru, Odin's Blessing, etc., I'm really happy with this. I think it's as strong as I'm gonna get with my cards, which means the only way I could really improve my rosters is going to be things like swords, etc. And I don't know if the effort is really there. Like, for example, PvP. I don't know about you, but this is what I do. I come in and I just keep hitting refresh until I get to one where I lose the minimum amount of points, 5 points, and I'll hit play and I'll autoplay. Usually if I'm, doing something else, like, if I'm recording on here or, watching an anime or whatever it is, I just I'll put that on in the background, I'll leave it to auto, and if I win I win, if I lose I lose. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, come the end of the week, I'm in the top 10%, and even if I'm not, if I'm just outside, I'm only losing 20 crystals. It really doesn't make a difference to me. I mean, if I was in one of the top alliances and taking things really seriously, then I'd probably be coming in here and playing manually. But that level of effort and the amount of cost it would take to get into one of the top alliances, to have the best builds, would it really be worth it? And at that point, would it still be fun, or would it just feel like a chore? I personally think it'd feel a lot like a chore, because I've been in sweaty alliances before, and you know what, if you guys have fun and you enjoy it, that's awesome. I'm happy. If you enjoy the game, I'm happy no matter how you play it, whether you're the most casual of casuals, like people like me, or you're the most dedicated of people who want to get the absolute maximum out of every single piece of content. Hey, if you still enjoyed it, great, but my fear is that people just aren't enjoying it anymore, and that's a real shame. So yeah, so that's me for PvP, which means it's only really PvE that I really actually, go in and do. So we'll leave PvP behind for now, because we're not going to worry. And let's go over to some PvE content. Because here's the other rub. Okay, we've got our daily boss today. And yeah, we can go up to stage 20. You can see we've cleared it a bunch of times, and it normally takes a lot of effort. And what do you get at stage 20? You get one of these blue booty boxes, as we all like to call them, and you can get some generic CTPs, including the bad ones. Hasn't been updated, there's no insight, let alone conquest, liberation, anything like that. So is it really worth doing? So let's have a look. This is like with the builds that I currently have, okay? I like to think that, okay, maybe I'm not one of the best players, but I'm probably like average, maybe slightly below average. But you saw those cards, they're as stacked as you can pretty much get them. And I know Alex was saying in one of his videos the other day, and yes, I know I keep mentioning him, but like, come on, let's be honest, pretty much everyone else is gone. I know Beast dropped one last night, so shout out to Beast Mode, but yeah, it's dire times. Like, a lot of the big guns are just dropping like flies at the moment. Shout out to Death Proofs. I hope he's whatever he goes on and is doing in his his private time now, he's not doing this. I hope he's happy. It's a shame to see another good channel go by the wayside, but it is what it is. Certainly in terms of for Marvel Future Fight content. But look at this here. This is stage 20 of World Boss Legend, and we are struggle bossing it. It's oh, okay, just gone past 420, so yeah, shout out to that. But we got what? Didn't even get 10 bars. And I think with the build that we have now, unless it's just me, unless I'm just really bad at playing the game, or unless it's my device. I mean, I'm still rocking a pretty old phone here, Samsung Galaxy S20, so maybe I need a newer device and I'll be like blazing through in half the time. But who knows, you'll have to like drop a comment down below, let me know what your like actual times are, because for me, I'm just not seeing the benefit of going up to the higher stages and getting nothing that I can't get, on stage 1. I mean, sure, technically you could get an average of what, 10, 15 extra carbo and extra life seed, but does anyone really care at this rate anymore? They're not dropping tier 4s that are like must upgrade to tier 4 the way that the game would like you to believe. And if they're bottlenecking progress by having it all be speed types these past few months, then you're gonna have to wait until those books drop anyway, so you're being hamstrung by that point. Make it make sense, Netmarble, make it make sense. I don't know what they want us to do, but if I'm getting more enjoyment from doing stage 1 and not having to worry about like getting it done within the 150 seconds 100 seconds, which I don't even know how it's possible, when I've put as much time and effort into these builds as I can without spending mega money. I mean, let's just see, okay, we've gone past a minute, but yeah, okay, just over a minute. Okay, so let's just say a minute versus 40 seconds to do 8 bars. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it, really? I respect my time too much to sit here and really slog it out just for the sake of getting higher rewards. But that's just me, I'm doing it to protect my enjoyment of the game. I'd love to know what you guys are doing, if you guys are still pushing or if you're keeping it very low-key. And let me know what you think about the team-up collection. Should I just like blow all my crystals on uniforms or not? Anyway, hope you guys have a great weekend, and I shall catch you in the next one. I am off to do the rest of my dailies. Peace.
We await your return, warrior.